CBS Mornings at 8:30. You know what that music means. The next Mission Impossible movie is almost here, and we are talking to stars of this long-running franchise for our Mission Impossible week, we're calling it. Hayley Atwell joins the cast in Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. She plays Grace, an expert thief and pickpocket who finds herself in the middle of a high-stakes mission. In the clip you're about to see, Grace and Tom Cruise's character Ethan race through the streets of Rome.
Hint.
Who parks like that?
Grace, you gotta pull over. Grace, pull over. Listen, I'm trying to help you. Grace.
Grace was looking out for Grace.
Oh, Grace was looking out for Grace. Mission Impossible, we are proud to say, is part of Paramount Pictures, which is the same company as CBS. And first on CBS Mornings, we are very happy to welcome Hayley Atwell here. Hayley, thank you very much for being
Thanks
here.
for having me.
So you were just saying as we were watching that clip that some of those lines were in the moment. They were improvised.
Yeah, we knew choreography-wise what the car was going to be doing and what the dynamic of the relationship, the characters would be. But there was so many opportunities where they would say, just try stuff. So sometimes when I was handcuffed to Tom, though, I'd have to work out when he spoke to me whether he was telling Hayley, slow down, or take a left, or if it was Ethan speaking to Grace, in which case I didn't have to slow down. I could take a right instead, you know. So it was exciting, and I think that's probably why it feels so exhilarating watching it, because
you're in the moment.
Alive, yeah.
How much preparation went into learning how to drive? And the scene we didn't see, which is just after the one where that accident happens, you guys are handcuffed to a steering wheel, and you're like, kind of taking turns driving the vehicle.
Yeah. Well, handcuffed to each other.
Yeah, handcuffed to each other and having to drive the vehicle. Yeah.
Isn't it? I mean, it was so endearing and funny to think that of all things, Ethan Hunt is undermined by a Fiat 500. But when I saw that was
the little yellow car, that you pick up.
Exactly, and it had a mind of its own. So the steering wheel was so sensitive. So there's a moment where he turns the steering wheel and the car just crashed immediately. And we're like, oh, okay, I guess. Okay. Oh, can we keep that in?
For clarification, those who don't know, Tom is actually driving, right?
Yes.
So there's an assumption that when you see stunts and you see car chases,
you're on the back of a trailer or something. You're being towed.
Oh no, and I'm drifting too. I mean, in answer to your question, I trained for 5 months with an incredible team led by Wade Eastwood to make sure that I knew how to drift competently. But then you learn how to do that on a racetrack in the UK. But then when you get out to a location like Rome, all these other moving obstacles, and so it elevates the stakes even more.
Wow.
So I had to practice a lot.
You know, Hayley, the premiere, as you know, was last night, and you had one of the prettiest dresses in the room. I'll just say that about you. But what was so endearing to me is when Chris, the director, and Tom came out, one of the best introductions. When you say, Tony, they said, we don't call her Hayley, we call her Hail Yeah, that she's that good. What she does, this is Tom speaking, is extraordinary and terrifying, impressive in every single way. And Chris reached out to Tom and said, we have to find her, we have to get her. That's the person we want. At the time, they weren't even quite sure, you said, what the character was. Are you not afraid when you're doing those things? And if you're not afraid, are family members afraid for you?
Yeah, I mean,
I was scared watching it. I know it's a movie, and I was scared. Yes.
When I did it, we thought, well, let's have Grace be afraid. That's human, that's real. If she'd been slick and cool, and the stakes wouldn't have been as high for her, so the audience would have been like, oh, she finds this easy. So we just kept using all of that. You know, both my parents have seen the movie. My dad was at the premiere last night, my best friend, my cousins, and they were just like, how do you do that? I was like, I don't know. It was, you just do.
Yeah, you display so many layers of your talent in this film, not just with the stunts, but your acting as well. You know, you're described as a master pickpocket. So you can steal your wallet, the key, or your heart, which it seems like...
Or your heart,
as viewers, but also Ethan's heart in the film. But what is it like, you having your skill set, your talent, and then working with a legendary man like Tom Cruise? Do you learn from him? Do you pick up things? Did you take anything away?
Oh, it was a masterclass.
Really?
In not only work ethic and his incredible manners, he's so gracious and so polite to everyone, and hardworking, but then also his understanding of every technical aspect of filmmaking. So he's very inclusive. You know, he'd invite us to production meetings. He would ask us to watch playback to look at what the frame was communicating. And he's always thinking objectively for the audience. So this whole film was designed going, does this engage the audience? Does it make us retreat from her, lean into her? So all the way you're just watching him, he's finding moments of going, how can I excite and delight the audience?
Did he want to know how you all were doing, too, during the scene? How you're feeling? He seems to be very caring in that way to me.
Yeah, he's very attentive. He also can kind of read people. So there's one part of the film where there's a train carriage sequence that goes from horizontal to vertical in seconds.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm hanging from it. And I think it was like our 5th take, and we're waiting for the train to reset so we could do it again. And I was like, obviously slumped in the corner, kind of looking quite tired. And he was like, how you doing? It's like, I don't even know at this point, Tom. I didn't even know what I don't know.
I didn't even know what I don't know.
And he went, I think you have adrenal fatigue. And he presented me with this beautiful box of chocolate, like out of nowhere, and said,
He presented you.
he was like, you need some chocolate. That's going to wake you up. And
Did that make a difference?
Yeah, I mean, sure, that's going to make a difference to my life in any context.
So Tom Cruise is doing these stunts with chocolate in his pocket?
And how
I thought I saw something fall out of his pocket when he came out of the motorcycle.
Number one, that train scene is amazing.
It really is.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And how are you feeling? This movie's coming out on a Wednesday, which, by the way, I've never seen a movie come out on a Wednesday. When it's already gotten such critical acclaim, how are you feeling about the rest of the world that gets to see it? You excited about it? Nervous about it? What are you thinking?
I'm excited.
It's big.
I've seen the movie myself 5 times.
5, wow.
And it's because it's just so good. And I feel, you know, we're so proud of it, but even the whole filmmaking process, every single frame and scene was designed, executed, edited with the audience in mind. And, you know, when I said to Tom, you know, what is the running time of this going to be? And he said, it's going to be as long as it is entertaining.
Whoa.
Isn't that a great?
That's such a good line, yes.
And it's true, it goes by so fast.
You guys have been working on this movie for how long?
I came on 4 years ago.
4 years ago?
Yeah.
You've been
She learned martial arts, how to pickpocket, how to drift. Yeah, don't run a car to this lady. Watch out. You got a lot of skills going forward, and we got a part 2 coming next summer.
Can't wait for that. You guys are filming that right now, right?
We are, yeah. We're about 30% in. We've got a long way to go.
And Simon
This
Pegg.
press tour is the kind of, this is your rest period, right?
And Simon Pegg said part 2 is going to make this first one look like elementary school.
Oh yeah, this is a setup for the second one. This is like an introduction of what is going to come next.
I can't wait.
Yeah. Hayley Atwell, thank you very much.
And you like action movies, Hayley, but you do so much more than action movies.
Yeah, I'm classically trained, so I did a lot of theatre. I still do. A lot of period dramas, adaptations of books, independent movies, limited series, and then I kind of find myself in a franchise. I'm like, okay.
She does it all.
Yeah.
Does
All
it
right,
all.
Haley.
That works. Hayley Atwell,
Hell
thank
yeah.
you very much. Yeah.
How does he say it? How does he say it?
Hell yeah, here
Hell
she
yeah.
comes.
Here
Here's
she
hell
goes.
yeah.
Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, a complete movie onto itself. Really great, out in theaters everywhere. Tomorrow,